The orbital trading station Nexus 7 hummed with the chatter of 1,000 species, each one convinced of their own superiority. Maya stepped through the crowded marketplace, her boots clicking against the metallic floor as merchants hawked their wares in dozens of incomprehensible languages. She was used to the stares by now. Humans were still a novelty in this sector, their recent arrival to the galactic community making them objects of curiosity and, more often than not, contempt. Essa lounged against a support pillar near the weapons vendor, his crystalline Zelthari skin refracting the station's artificial light into dancing rainbows. He was tall, nearly 7 feet, with the typical angular build of his species. His people had been spacefaring for millennia, their technology refined, their culture ancient. Humans, by comparison, were barely crawling out of their cradle. "Another human," Essa muttered to his companion, loud enough for Maya to hear. "Look at it. So soft, so fragile. I wonder how they survived long enough to even build a starship." Maya paused, her jaw tightening. She'd heard variations of this insult 100 times since joining the Merchant Guild. Most days she let it slide. Today was not most days. She'd just spent 16 hours negotiating a supply contract with a Draxian trade prince who kept trying to cheat her on weight measurements, and her patience was threadbare. She turned to face Essa, her dark eyes meeting his triple-pupiled gaze. "You have something to say to me?" Essa pushed off from the pillar, his movements fluid and graceful. The Zelthari were known for their agility, their reflexes honed over generations of life on a high-gravity world. "Just making an observation, human. Your kind is weak, soft. You have no natural armor, no claws, no venom. How you made it to the stars is beyond comprehension." A small crowd was beginning to gather. Confrontations were entertainment on stations like this, especially when they involved humans. The newest additions to galactic society were constantly being tested, challenged, pushed to see if they deserved their place among the stars. Maya crossed her arms. "Weak? That's an interesting assumption." "It's not an assumption. It's biology." Essa gestured to himself. "My bones are crystalline matrices, 3 times denser than yours. My muscles are laced with metallic compounds. I could bend steel with my bare hands." He picked up a plasma rifle from the weapons vendor's display, a Corthan military-grade weapon, all sleek lines and deadly potential. "This weapon weighs 30 kilograms. For a human, that would be a burden. For me?" He hefted it with one hand like it was made of foam. "Child's play," the crowd murmured appreciatively. The weapons vendor, a stocky Bargolian with 6 arms, chittered nervously, clearly uncomfortable with his merchandise being used as a prop. Maya took a step closer. "You think strength is about density? About what elements your bones are made of? What else would it be about?" Essa's voice dripped with condescension. "Adaptation," Maya said quietly. "Endurance. Pressure. Philosophy won't save you when a predator strikes human." "No," Maya agreed. "But evolution will." She held out her hand. "May I?" Essa's expression shifted to amusement. He handed her the plasma rifle, expecting her to struggle with its weight. Maya's arm dipped slightly as she accepted it. The 30 kilograms of advanced weaponry definitely noticeable. But she didn't drop it. She adjusted her grip, her muscles tensing. "You see?" Essa said to the crowd. "She can barely hold it." "I can hold it just fine," Maya said, "but I'm not interested in holding it." Before Essa could respond, Maya shifted her stance. Her feet planted firmly, shoulder-width apart. She gripped the rifle's barrel with one hand and the stock with the other. Then she began to bend it. The metal groaned in protest. Essa's amusement vanished, replaced by confusion, then alarm. "What are you— Stop! That's a military-grade weapon!" Maya didn't stop. The crowd fell silent, watching in disbelief as the human woman, this supposedly weak and fragile creature, forced the rifle into a U-shape. Her face reddened with exertion, veins standing out on her forearms, but she didn't relent. The composite alloy, designed to withstand the rigors of space combat, surrendered to her grip. With a final grunt of effort, Maya bent the weapon completely in half. The plasma cell cracked, spilling harmless coolant onto the deck. She held it there for a moment, making sure everyone saw, then tossed the ruined weapon at Essa's feet. The Zelthari stared at the destroyed rifle, his prismatic face unreadable. "Your people evolved on a high-gravity world," Maya said, her breathing heavy but controlled. "Your bones are dense because they need to be. Your muscles are strong because your planet demanded it." She rolled her shoulders, working out the strain. "Humans, we come from a death world, not the highest gravity, not the strongest predators, not the harshest climate, but we had all of it. Everything wanted to kill us, so we didn't evolve to be the strongest or the fastest or the most poisonous." She stepped closer to Essa, looking up at his towering frame without fear. "We evolved to be enough, strong enough, smart enough, adaptable enough, and most importantly," she tapped her temple, "stubborn enough to never give up. Your crystalline bones might be denser than mine, Essa. But my bones, they can take punishment that would shatter yours. They flex, they heal, they adapt. When I'm injured, my body floods itself with chemicals that dull pain and increase strength. When I'm threatened, my adrenal system can temporarily make me stronger, faster, more dangerous than I have any right to be." She pointed at the bent rifle. "That's not just muscle. That's 100,000 years of evolution saying, 'Not today.' That's every ancestor I had who survived injuries that should have killed them, who pushed through pain that should have broken them, who endured conditions that would have ended any other species." The crowd was absolutely silent. Essa's voice was quiet when he finally spoke. "I apologize. I underestimated you." Maya picked up the destroyed weapon and handed it back to the horrified vendor along with a credit chit. "For the damages," she said. Then she looked back at Essa. "Your apology is accepted. Just remember, humans didn't climb to the top of our food chain by being the biggest or the strongest. We did it by being too stubborn to die and too clever to quit." She turned and walked back into the crowd, which parted before her like water. Behind her, Essa stood holding the bent rifle, a lesson in humility made manifest in twisted metal. Word spread quickly through Nexus 7. The humans were not to be underestimated. They might look soft, might seem weak, but there was something in them, something forged in the crucible of a world that tried desperately to kill them and failed, that made them dangerous in ways the galaxy was only beginning to understand. Maya didn't care about the whispers. She had cargo to load and contracts to fulfill. The galaxy would learn about humanity soon enough. They always did. The end.